Breaking! Just leaked Epstein documents are causing total chaos in Washington, and sources say President Trump is asking if he should resign. This is happening right now, and the fallout could be historic. A new batch of Epstein documents has been leaked, and it's not just the usual headlines. This time, President Trump himself is reportedly asking aides whether resignation is even on the table. Today, we're diving into the leaked details, Trump's private reaction, the political storm building, and why experts are saying this could reshape the 2025 political landscape. Here's what we know. The leaked documents reportedly include emails, financial records, and witness statements that mention high-profile individuals. Yes, including President Trump. While there's nothing confirmed as criminal at this point, the documents paint a chaotic picture of connections, meetings, and events that are fueling a media frenzy. Washington insiders describe the reaction in Trump's circle as unprecedented panic. Multiple news outlets are racing to analyze the files, and social media is blowing up with speculation. What's really shocking is what happened behind closed doors. Sources say Trump asked his advisors if resignation could be necessary, a question few expected to hear from a man who has built his image on boldness and confidence. The president is reportedly furious about the leak, but also visibly shaken, knowing the media storm could dominate headlines well into 2026. Allies are scrambling, trying to control the narrative, but the damage is already spreading. The fallout isn't limited to Trump's private circle. Lawmakers, pundits, and opposition leaders are calling for explanations. Analysts warn that even a perceived weakness from the president could have ripple effects across both domestic and international politics. Already, social media is ablaze with Trump resigns and speculation about whether this leak could impact upcoming policy decisions or his approval ratings. And here's the next shocking part. International leaders are reportedly watching closely. Allies and rivals alike are assessing whether this chaos could impact U.S. foreign policy, trade negotiations, and even military decisions. This isn't just a domestic story. The world is paying attention, and every move Trump makes in the next 48 hours could have global consequences. Let's get to this comment from the Justice Department. Now, I guess I have to remind you, I'm just going to remind myself too, that the Justice Department works for us. It's our government. It is not there to protect Donald Trump. It's not there to push his propaganda. It's not a political wing of the government. It is there to serve us, keep us safe, and ideally find and seek justice. Well, the Justice Department said this. The Department of Justice has officially released nearly 30,000 more pages of documents related to Jeffrey Epstein. Some of these documents contain untrue sensationalist claims made against President Trump that were submitted to the FBI right before the 2020 election. To be clear, the claims are unfounded and false. If they had a shred of credibility, this is crazy that they wrote this, they certainly would have been weaponized against Donald Trump already. No, it wouldn't, because I guess like in the before times, maybe we have forgotten this, but Joe Biden allowed there to be an independence from the Justice Department. He never instructed them what to do, who to investigate, what crimes to pursue. Totally different than what's happening now. I guess that's why this Justice Department just can't believe there would be a president that would actually, allow there to be independence under the Justice Department. But that's kind of how it used to work. And honestly, I kind of wish Joe Biden would have been a little bit more hands-on, because maybe we wouldn't be here. But then again, then we'd be no better than them. So regardless, it says here, nevertheless, out of our commitment to the law and transparency, the DOJ is releasing these documents. Okay? And we have a lot of them now. Donald Trump, when asked about this, was very, 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 very upset. Surprised by the number of photos of Bill Clinton in the Epstein files. And you commit to their full end. Were you surprised by the number of photos of Bill Clinton in the Epstein files? And can you commit to their full release by the end of the year? Some of the victims were protesting that too many of them were redacted. I know there are a lot of people that are angry about all of the pictures of other people, but I think it's terrible. Look, I like Bill Clinton. I've always gotten along with Bill Clinton. I've been nice to him. He's been nice to him. We've always gotten along. Respect him. I hate to see photos come out of him. But this is what the Democrats, mostly Democrats, and a couple of bad Republicans are asking for. So they're giving their photos of me too. Everybody was friendly with this guy. Either friendly or not friendly. But he was around. He was all over Palm Beach and other places. The head of Harvard was his best friend, Larry Summers. And Bill Clinton was a friend of his, but everybody was. actually threw him out of Mar-a-Lago. Well, we learned last night that Donald Trump had gone in Epstein's plane after that alleged story where Donald Trump kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago. He had been on Epstein's plane at least 8 times. All right. Now, there's a really disturbing, I'm going to try to say this. I think I can but this is a letter that's postmarked 3 days after Jeffrey Epstein committed suicide. And this is to Larry Summers, who is not Larry Summers, sorry. This is to Larry Nassar, who is the sex pestum, who I believe sexually assaulted gymnast. And this is what this says. It says, "Dear Ellen, as you know by now, I have taken the short route home." In other words, he's writing this knowing that he was committing suicide. Good luck. We shared one thing, our love and caring for young ladies at the hope they'd reach their full potential. Our president shares our love of young new girls. When a young beauty walked by, he loved to grab snatch, whereas we ended up snatching grub in the mess halls of the system. Life is unfair. Yours, Jeffrey Epstein. The letter was returned to sender. Now, I want to say about this, we don't know if this could be something the Justice Department got. That is actually it could be someone that was trolling. We don't know. We should demand more answers about this letter. Is this from Jeffrey Epstein? Was it sent from the prison? And certainly, if that is true, then Donald Trump needs to answer to this. It sounds true to me. This is not the first time that Jeffrey Epstein and Donald Trump share letters to each other where they reference their love for young girls. And Donald Trump famously said, "Grab him by the pussy." So, okay, and I mean, this just goes without saying, but MAGA said Trump appeared 0 times in the files, and as you know, you can now unredact these files, and you see Trump's name all over the place. All over the place. Now, we also are learning, too, that Gala and Maxwell had a massage appointment at Mar-a-Lago. It says here, "Did blank recall meeting blank blank?" Yes. What did blank remember about how he first met blank blank? Could that be Donald Trump? Here calls driving Maxwell to massage appointment to Mar-a-Lago. He was told to wait in the car. We also have, of course, all these pictures that came out, and they deleted them. We are now seeing that perhaps that was just the tip of the iceberg of what was going on here. Now, a Dallas limo driver, this is in one of the files, said he wanted to pull over and beat the out of Donald Trump because of the sick things he was saying on the phone. And a girl in Dallas said, Epstein tried to rape her in a hotel. She was later found with her head blown off. Blank asked blank about his time driving a limousine for 2 years in the Dallas-Fort Worth area during blank time as a driver. He had met Donald Trump. Blank noted he picked the president up in 1995 and took him to the DFW airport. Blank reported some of the things Trump had spoken about during the ride while on his cell phone were very concerning. Blank reported he was a few seconds from pulling the limousine over on the median and within a few seconds of pulling him out of the car and hurting him due to some of the things he was saying as a caller chose not to. Blank noted Trump continuously stated the name Jeffrey while on the phone and made references to abusing some girl. Blank was unsure who he was talking to, nor who he was referring. As Blank talked about his time meeting Donald Trump, Blank immediately, "He raped me." Blank said, "What?" As Blank replied, Donald Trump had raped her along with Jeffrey Epstein. Blank noted, "Some girls with a funny name, quote, took mine to a fancy hotel or building. That show had happened." So, I mean, remember, the Justice Department wants you to believe that this is all made up. That's not a real story I just shared with you, that someone made this up because of the election. If you like, do you think that to me does not sound like someone making up a story? And again, it also just goes back to everything that we kind of already know about Donald Trump. Now, Donald Trump, when all this is happening, tweeted this today. He said, "The Trump Kennedy Center honors will be broadcast tonight at CBS on stream on Paramount Plus. Tune in at 8 p.m. EST. At their request of the board and just about everybody else in America, I am hosting the event. Tell me what you think of my master of ceremony abilities. It is really good. Would you like me to leave the presidency in order to make posting a full-time job? I mean, I would like you to leave the presidency." Yes. I do think it's interesting that as this is all coming to light, Donald Trump is already saying, maybe I should just cool it and get out of this. Is it going to get worse? Is it going to get worse? It is insane that the president of the United States is hosting an award ceremony. Is there nothing else he could be doing? And 2, that he is toying with the idea of leaving. I would love him to leave. I mean, if he wants to host the Oscars and not be president, I would be totally fine with that. Now, Mark Epstein in these files also submitted a non-line tip to the FBI in 2023 saying that his brother Jeffrey was murdered by Trump because he was about to name names. Jeffrey Epstein, this is you submitted text. Jeffrey Epstein was murdered in his jail cell. I have reason to believe he was killed because he was about to name names. I believe President Trump authorized the murder. And I guess, we're going to go through more of this stuff. This is all very disturbing. This is all very disturbing information. I'm sorry that this is what we're talking about today, but justice needs to be delivered for these victims. This is, again, just a small amount of the files, and I truly believe that the worst of it we won't see until we get a Democrat in office. They're redacting these files to high heavens, and I'm sure there's a lot that they're not even showing us. They're not even showing us. Certainly Donald Trump is heavily involved with this, and I would say the president is a pedophile, and he most likely had Jeffrey Epstein killed. That's what the evidence points to. He certainly has a motive, and there's a lot of evidence that suggests that Donald Trump wasn't just friends with Jeffrey Epstein, he was also sharing in his hobby.